الله. Let's see here. Get a little comfortable. All right. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Brothers and sisters, Jazakumullah khair for tuning in for our Quran-tine program. Thank you for helping us stay connected with the Book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for helping us make this a daily habit, which, perhaps for many, that was not the case before. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for tuning in and for keeping this program going. We broadcast on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, so you can always watch it on your smart TVs at home. You can also share the link. A lot of people are not on Instagram and Facebook, but they can definitely access YouTube. So you can always share the link with other people as well. Or you can host a watch party to expand the ajr, the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for people listening to the Quran. And you can also host a watch party, especially on Facebook, in order to bring in more and more people, inshallah. So tonight we are on Surah An-Nur, ayat 35 through 42. An-Nur 35 to 42, inshallah ta'ala. Again, we are reciting from Surah An-Nur. Very, very powerful ayat. We grew up reciting these verses, and our teachers and our shuyukh made us fall in love with them. So again, An-Nur 35 through 42, inshallah. So if you grab your Qur'ans and tune in with us, so that you can double your reward, inshallah. I'll give you a few seconds to tune into the surah. Again, this is Surah An-Nur 35 through 42, inshallah ta'ala. There we go. Better. Let's recite the ayat together, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب والذين كفروا أعمالهم كسراب بقيعة يحسبه الظمآن ماء حتى إذا جاءه لم يجده شيئا ووجد الله عنده فوفاه حسابه هو الله سريع الحساب أو كظلمات في بحر اللج يغشاه موج من فوقه سحاب ظلمات بعضها فوق بعض إذا أخرج يده لم يكد يراها ومن لم يجعل الله له نورا فما له من نور ألم تر أن الله يسبح له من في السماوات والأرض والطير صافات ألم تر أن الله يسبح له من في السماوات والأرض والطير صافات كل قد علم صلاته وتسبيحه والله عليم بما يفعلون ولله ملك السماوات والأرض وإلى الله المصير. صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسوله الكريم وإنا على ذلك لمن الشاهدين. Let me just fix this one. It just fell off. Give me 1 second here. All right. I'm not sure if it'll be perfect, but it'll be something. Bismillah. All right, so the ayat from Surah An-Nur, as I mentioned earlier, it is 35 through 42, and I wanted to really focus on two in particular, and those would be 36 and 37. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the houses of God, buyut. أذن الله أن ترفع. It is only through God's will and God's permission and God's leave that they are established and erected. I mean, there are communities who would do fundraising for 15, 20, 30 years and they're not able to establish their masajid. And when they establish their masajid, the masajid are still empty. Or if they're not empty, people are just praying, but the masjid is not really functional in their lives. It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that establishes the houses with His leave. أذن الله أن ترفع. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave His leave for them to be erected and established. وَيُذْكَرَ فِيهَا اسْمُهُ, and for His name to be remembered in those places of worship. For Allah's name to be mentioned in those places of worship. يُسَبِّحُ لَهُ فِيهَا بِالْغُدُوِّ وَالْأَصَالِ. Day and night, there are those who constantly celebrate the praises of the Lord. Who are they? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, رِجَالٌ لَا تُلْهِيهِمْ تِجَارَةٌ وَلَا بَيْعٌ. There are people who are never distracted by business transactions and being at work and buying and selling, are never distracted by those worldly things from the mention of Allah, dhikrillah, wa iqamis salah, and establishing prayer, wa ita'iz zakah, and giving in charity. Right? What are the qualities of those people? 3 things. Those people who actually make the houses of Allah the houses of Allah. who make the masajid what they really are, who bring the beautiful spirit into those masajid. It's not the walls, it's not the beautiful carpet, it's not the nice fancy chandeliers, it's not the technologically advanced speaker system, it's the people. It's the people, right? And the qualities of those people are three, right? They are not distracted by their businesses and their work and their jobs from the masjid. They are not distracted by their businesses and their work from mentioning Allah's name, from establishing prayer, and from giving in charity, right? Why do they not allow their hearts to be distracted by those things? Again, it says here in ayah number 37, يَخَافُونَ يَوْمًا. They are fearful of a day. تَتَقَلَّبُ فِيهِ الْقُلُوبُ وَالْأَبْصَارُ. That the hearts and the sights will turn, right? That everything will be upside down. There will be convulsions in their worldviews and their perceptions and their perspectives. Most of the scholars basically say that this is a reference to the Day of Judgment, that they are investing in their akhirah, they are investing in their hereafter, right? But subhanAllah, I have seen, in our current days, I have seen the hearts and I've seen the eyes going through those convulsions, brothers and sisters. I have seen our lives turning upside down. I have seen people losing their businesses, losing the ability to leave their houses, losing their ability to go shopping, losing their ability to go and meet friends and even family members. I have seen elderly parents who are literally stuck at home because they are high risk and their own children don't want them to be exposed to anything, right? Yes, it is true that on the Day of Judgment, تَتَقَلَّبُ فِيهِ الْقُلُوبُ وَالْأَبْصَارُ, the hearts and the sights will turn upside down, and everything will turn upside down, and the world as we know it, will vanish and will cease to exist. But I think that we're seeing a semblance of that. We're seeing a modicum of that these days. Our world has been turned upside down, and it's it really struck a chord for me today. Feeling so forced away from the house of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, feeling so deprived of being at the masjid. I realize that this is what it all means, right? That when we have our masjid, when we have our community, when we are right there and we can smell the beautiful carpet and the beautiful musk in the air, and we can see each other and hug each other, when there is an event, when there is Jum'ah, when there is tafsirah, when there is a program, when there is Sunday school, that we take advantage of that. And we don't let the distractions of life keep our hearts away from it, from mentioning Allah, from establishing prayer, from giving in charity in good times and bad times, in times of prosperity and times of difficulty, brothers and sisters, right? Why? Because we never really know how long that ni'mah will last in our hands. This ni'mah will either be suspended temporarily, inshallah, hopefully, because of a crisis such as the one that we live in, or will be suspended, permanently with the Day of Judgment. Either way, when we have our masajid back, when we have our community back, when we have our places of worship back, right? We need to cherish that ni'mah from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and we need to never allow the distractions of life, work and jobs and businesses, to distract us from the three things. Dhikrillah, iqamis salah, wa ita' az-zakah. From mentioning Allah's name and remembering Him, from establishing prayer no matter what, and from giving in charity. I ask Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to keep us all inspired by the beautiful ayat of the Quran. I ask Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to reward all of you for your strength, and I ask Allah for this trial that we all experience to be over soon. And I ask Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala that we'll be back at our masajid sooner than later. Brothers and sisters, follow the links in the descriptions of the videos. Visit live.tarbiya.org. Consider inshallah supporting the work that we do through Venmo, or by following the link to our Build webpage, in order to learn some information about the changes that are happening at our Foothills facility, and consider inshallah sponsoring a prayer space as a sadaqah jariyah, as a perpetual charity for you and your family and your kids and your loved ones. And remember that the Prophet ﷺ taught us that our sadaqah fends off evil. Always keep that in mind, inshallah, in these days. May Allah reward you. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. And inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.